But in the United States of America, you do not get to attempt to assassinate our elected officials and our candidates. It's unacceptable.
First of all, where does the buck stop? Who's ultimately responsible for what happened here?
What's impressive to me is the proximity of everything here, particularly the position of the shooter and the position of the president.
Seeing the proximity of the buildings, it reminds me, quite frankly, how outrageous it was that the former director of Secret Service did not come here.
Members of the assassination attempt task force touring the Pennsylvania fairgrounds where a gunman shot former President Trump. Joining us now is the chairman of that task force, Congressman Mike Kelly, Republican of Pennsylvania. Does seem like you have an incredible amount of goodwill and bipartisan cooperation on this task force. Did you learn anything yesterday that you hadn't heard so far?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, Dana. Thanks, Brett. One of the things was the proximity, and you hear all the members saying the same thing. It was so close. It was so close. And then the next question becomes, well, if it was that close and there were that many people that were aware of somebody on a roof with a gun and with a rangefinder, the question then comes down to, why in the world did we leave President Trump out on the platform? There was enough warning ahead of time. But the other thing I want to highlight, there were 5 law enforcement teams from the area, from Butler, from the Savoy, Beaver, and they have been greatly wronged by this. Now, and you all know, we live in small towns. You can't go out to shop. You can't go to church and somebody say, you guys really screwed up. You almost got President Trump killed. I think the real bad part of this whole thing is this fact you can't piece it together and say, okay, I understand how this happened. When the members were there yesterday, they're on the grounds. They see where the shooter was. They were on the roof. They see where the president was when the shot was taken. The thing comes back. This wasn't local law enforcement. There was something much deeper than this that went on. And I guess people say it was inept. I don't know that it was inept. I don't know what it was. All I know was on that day, on July 13th, we were aware of something ahead of time. The president should have never been out on that platform.
Congressman, thanks for coming in. I want to play this soundbite from the acting Secret Service Director, Ronald Rowe. This is back in testimony at the end of July.
I went to the roof of the AGR building where the assailant fired shots, and I laid in a prone position to evaluate his line of sight. What I saw made me ashamed. As a career law enforcement officer and a 25-year veteran with the Secret Service, I cannot defend why that roof was not better secured.
I guess my question, Congressman, is everybody says that, how close it is, the proximity, it should never have happened. But there is this frustration that maybe the FBI and the Secret Service, they're dragging their feet here. And are we ever going to get really answers to the questions that you all are seeking?
Yeah, I do believe the American people can handle the truth, and we're going to get the truth for them. I think too often in the past, nobody's ever come completely clean with what happened. I do want to make sure our people who are watching us understand. There's something that happened that day. The preparation for that event, was it too casual? I mean, I just don't understand when you have the most elite groups of law enforcement people in the world whose sole job is to protect that candidate. How could we have failed, so obviously failed, where even people just walking by said, there's somebody on the roof. I mean, why aren't we responding to that? And I think, Brett, really what it comes down to, there's a great loss of faith and trust and confidence in the way our government's being run. And every member of this task force, we don't identify ourselves as Republican or Democrat. We identify ourselves as 13 Americans who are going to get the answers for the American people, give it to them straight, give them to it honest. I don't care how hard it is to listen to. We've got to understand that we can never allow this to happen again. And it's the preparation for anything that is the key to a successful ending. The preparation in this case was very light, not deep enough, and it wasn't coordinated.
Congressman, thank you for being on with us today. We'll continue to wait for those answers. And I know you have a December 13th deadline. You're determined to meet it. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.